Hello, I'm Amanda, and this is my Beefcake Swimsuit. I thought I would review it because, well, as you can see, it's really cool looking, but I was really excited to get it, but it doesn't actually work for me at all. I don't intend this to be like an objectively critical review. Like, there's definitely nothing wrong with it in terms of quality, and I think it's really cool looking and it serves a need, but just not my needs. And it was pretty expensive. It was like $100, which I think if you're supporting a company, a business that seems good, and if it's something like a swimsuit that you're going to use a lot, if you swim a lot, I think that's a reasonable amount of money. But if you don't actually, if it doesn't work for you, then it's a lot of money to spend for something that doesn't work for you. So I just thought I would explain so that anybody who's thinking about getting one can think about it and figure out whether it's something they really want. Because I think if I had thought about this a little more, I probably would have realized that I shouldn't get it. So, Beefcake Swimwear makes unisex swimsuits. They have like kind of like a tank top and then these sort of long, like short type, legs. And they're kind of in these retro designs. I think that the founder was originally intending them to be for trans men, but then as she was working on it, there was a lot of interest from women as well, so they're just kind of unisex. I think I heard of it when I saw the Kickstarter or something like that a few years ago, and I always wanted to get it because it seemed like a really cool idea. And I think there's something really appealing about the idea that everybody who isn't served by traditional gendered swimsuits could all consume the same type of swimsuit. But even though that's a nice idea, it doesn't actually suit my specific needs as somebody who doesn't like to wear a traditional gendered swimsuit. So I am a cis woman, and my clothing needs are kind of partly based on having sensory issues, like not liking to feel constricted by clothes. So because of that, I'll usually wear shirts that are unisex or for men, because I don't know if you've ever tried wearing a woman's shirt, but it's like wrapped around your body like a snake all the time, so it's really uncomfortable. And then basically my aesthetic is that of a jellyfish. Every day I wear like a baggy shirt, a baggy sweatshirt, and like a baggy skirt. And I just kind of go around like a big baggy jellyfish undulating in the wind. That's what I prefer to wear. So, in terms of my style, I might consider myself somewhat gender non-conforming, and that I do wear different clothes from most women. But I am cisgender, and I also don't consider myself butch because it's not really about that. It's just not. Most women's clothes aren't physically comfortable for me and just don't really fit the way that I feel comfortable looking. So, yeah. I've just got some notes. Yeah, so anyway, I really wanted to get the swimsuit because I thought the business seemed cool. Seemed like a cool idea, and they were really cool looking. However, I first ran into problems when I was trying to figure out what size I should get, because basically, if your body is like this, then I feel like you would be very well served by the sizes. Like if you're like basically the same from the bottom to the top. However, I'm more like this, like kind of pear-shaped. Like on the bottom I'm a large and on the top I'm a small. And I think if you were shaped like this, like kind of upside down Dorito shaped, you might have the same problem, that it's kind of hard to figure out what kind you should wear. And then also for me, my body type is such that like these are my legs and like this is my torso. So it's like that's kind of an additional problem. Like I just don't need the same amount of fabric to cover my torso because there's like no there. So anyway, I was kind of trying to figure out what size to get. So I was like, okay, I'm small on the top and large on the bottom, I'll get a medium. So that sort of fit on the bottom, but it was way too baggy on the top. And apparently they used to have the option that you could order them with a bra in them, which I think would have helped somewhat, but because they didn't, it was basically just like hanging over me on the top. And even though that's what I like in a shirt, it doesn't really work so well in a bathing suit. So you can only exchange them once, but there was really nowhere to go but down, so I got a small, which when I put it on looked cool, but then when I actually tried to go swimming in it, that was a bummer. So what's up with this small? First of all, oh, so I forgot to say what I usually swim in. I usually wear like a women's bathing suit with running shorts, and that's what I'm comfortable swimming in. And I think part of the reason I wanted to get this was I thought it was a cool idea, and I thought it was cool looking, and I thought that it would basically be the same thing. But it's really not, because the idea of having a bathing suit that covers more of your body, if you don't like to feel physically constricted, is actually kind of bad. It actually meant that there was just like more of my body that was being kind of squeezed and constricted in a bathing suit. So yeah, I didn't like having these over my like legs at all. And they also have this feature, which if this was, I mean, just the fact that I had to go so small and I was wearing a size that was too small on the bottom, you know, it was already kind of tight. And like I already didn't really like having bathing suit type shorts instead of like running shorts on, which are baggier and like more comfortable for me. But if they had the option not to have this like strip of silicone in the shorts that they have, I think I might have still been able to wear this. But as it is, they have this strip so that they don't ride up, which for some people, they don't want their bathing suit to ride up. But for me, it meant that if it had been able to ride up, I probably would have felt a little bit less squeezed and like more comfortable, but instead it was just like squeezing my legs very uncomfortably, and like I didn't feel like I had much freedom of movement, and I just like didn't feel comfortable. So there's like the physical aspect, then the like aesthetic aspect or whatever is like I was wearing what felt like such a clingy bathing suit that like I felt like I was naked. So like as somebody who likes to wear a lot of like baggy clothes, this was like the opposite of how I would feel comfortable swimming. And yeah, just to kind of top it all off, I saw somebody at the swimming pool that I see whenever I go swimming that I've known for years, and for the only time in my life, she said, "Oh, Amanda, like you look so good in your bathing suit, you have such a nice figure," which is something I've literally never wanted to hear from anyone in my life. So it was just like totally the opposite of like what I would want to happen when I'm wearing a bathing suit. And for me, because I am a woman, you know, it's fine for me to wear like a one-piece bathing suit with shorts over it that basically meets my needs. Like the idea of having a bathing suit that's like perfectly suited to somebody who wants to wear basically like a tank top and shorts. It's a cool idea, but this isn't really necessary for me, and for the reason I mentioned, you know, if it had a bra on the top and if it wasn't squeezing me with the silicone, then it would probably work and still be cool, but yeah, it's just really uncomfortable, and I was like, wow, I really wish I had just gotten like a one-piece bathing suit and shorts. That would have worked. So the reason I don't want to be critical of it is because I feel like it meets a real need. I feel like for trans men or for any other man who, for whatever reason, can or doesn't want to wear like swim trunks, but obviously wants to wear a men's bathing suit because they're a man, like this would probably be good. Like I feel like, I don't know if this one maybe looks like a little bit more girly, but like the other ones probably have like a more gender neutral or masculine design than even this one does. And I feel like if a guy was wearing this, it definitely doesn't look like a woman's bathing suit at all. So it's nice that it's like a masculine bathing suit that has a top. I can definitely see why that would be great for some people. Also, apparently they have a lot of plus sizes, which might also be a cool thing for some people. I think if you were like a very small person, I don't know what size you would wear, because like I had to get a small, and I usually wear like a woman's large. So anyone smaller than me, I don't really know what they would wear. Although there's the short torso thing, so maybe somebody with a long torso who's small. I'm not really sure. Anyway, that's basically my review. I hope that if you are interested in getting one of these, you will think about it, because I think that For some people it would be a good idea, but I just wanted to point out that if you are in my specific situation of being like a woman who doesn't like to wear a woman's bathing suit to go swimming, if that's for sensory reasons or because you're not comfortable with the way it looks, I'm not sure that this really solves the problem.